Good morning, everyone. It's Nick, this is Claret and Booze, and this is our daily ramble show. I hope you're all well. It's match day. It's match day. We're away to Silkeborg in Denmark. Got loads of fans travelling over there today, so if you are travelling, I hope you have a good time. Nice country to visit, to be honest, Denmark. So, I'm not too sure how many we've got going, because there was a bit of an issue with ticketing, wasn't there? And the capacity's not massive. I think it's only a 10,000 seater. But nonetheless, I'm sure we'll be out there. We'll be in full voice, and whoever's travelling, I hope you have a good time. Right, what we're going to do today is I'm going to touch on, very briefly, on a rumour around David Moyes' rumoured start-up tonight. He's considering going with a potentially two up front. In what system, I don't know, but that's really exciting. We've all been calling for that, I think. Then we're going to be talking about Bowen. Some news has leaked from Sky Sports, an insider that's got close connections with the England camp. So we're going to talk about that as well. And then we'll move on to a ticketing story, which is just creating fury among the supporters, to be quite honest. But as always, before we get started, if you are new to the channel, please drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And again, if you enjoy it, why not subscribe? Click that bell notification icon, and then you'll be notified whenever we go live. Okay? Right. Now, before I do get started, I'd like to... somebody sent me a message on Monday. And we do get quite a few messages. We always have done, because we started this in lockdown, the three of us, because we were all struggling a bit, I think, as most of the nation were, and we needed something to pass the time. That's the reason we started doing it. And we started getting loads of nice messages from people telling us that, we're sort of helping them through and stuff like that. And it's always nice to get, and because we don't do this for profit, it's a hobby. And we got this message on Monday from a lady called Lynette. And I'll be honest with you, it completely knocked me for six, to be honest. It really is heartwarming. I'll just read it out from Lynette at Fetcham. I just wanted to say that when my dad was in his final days last week, he smiled when we listened to your YouTube channel and your chats. We've really enjoyed these together, so thank you. Sometimes we don't realise what an effect simple things can have on others. I mean, what a lovely message, and thank you so much for reaching out to us, Lynette. I'm sorry you've lost your dear old dad, Richard. As you can see, lifelong Hammers supporters. And Lynette wanted me to. I did get her approval to do this, and she just wanted me to thank all of the West Ham fans that have reached out to her on Twitter as well, with their messages of support. So from everyone at Claret and Booze, Richard, rest in peace, and our thoughts are with you, Lynette. Stay strong. Okay, right. On to the first story. Now, that is that David Moyes is looking at going for two up front. Going for two up front. Now, we've been calling for this for how long? I can't wait to see it. Now, I don't know in what format or formation that this will materialise. I don't know whether it will be a 4-4-2, with a diamond with Deck at the base and Paqueta at the top. Or whether we'll go for, three at the back so we can still pack the midfield out. I don't know. Well, obviously, when you go with two up front, you have to sacrifice elsewhere on the pitch. So what does actually happen there, I'm keen to see. But yeah, I mean, that will be amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, we've all been calling for that. I mean, Antonio's looked really good. Scamacca's looked good as well, especially in Europe. But it's clear to see that Scamacca can't operate on his own in that system. So I think it's key that David Moyes does try to get the best out of him. And what better way than getting Mickey up there with him? I mean, how do you defend against that? I only hope, if we're doing this, because what David Moyes should be doing, he should be using these European games, which, we're not playing against the best teams. They're almost like friendlies, okay? We didn't play great against Viborg, and we put six past them. So I think that we've got the quality to kind of steamroller these teams anyway. David Moyes knows that he's got to find a new formula. He should be putting into practice what he wants to do in the Premier League in these games. If he can't bring himself to make sort of many changes in the Premier League because it's too risky, then he should be doing it in these games. Get them, I still stand by what I say. I think however he's going to set up on on Sunday against Everton, which is a massive game. He should be setting up like that in this game, at least at the start. He should be getting these players familiar, and just so that, and then if we do win, we win 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, you can naturally carry that momentum into the next game. As I said, you can't really take momentum from a win if the team that won are not playing on the next game, because it's kind of, it wasn't their achievement. So I do think that David Moyes should do that. I know there's a risk of injuries. I know that, but we've got a squad now. I think, and we've got an international break coming up as well. We've got to get going. We've got to get going, and I think we've all been encouraged by the performances of the team in recent games. We've definitely improved man on man in terms of performances. We just haven't found the right formula in terms of shape and tactics. So I'm just hoping that David Moyes does do this, and then if it works, I'd like to see a glimpse of it against Everton, because I think we've all seen the way that Everton play. They do sit back. They are quite regressed. So it could be interesting. It could be interesting what happens there. Let me know what you think anyway. Would you like to see Antonio and Scamacca up top? I think most of us would. Okay, the next story is Jarrod Bowen. Now, there's a Sky Sports insider, as I said, who's got very close links to the England camp, has basically reported that he doesn't feel that Jarrod Bowen is going to be called up for the upcoming friendlies, and that possibly spells the end of his push for a place on the plane to Qatar. Common sense, really. I don't think he's deserving of a call up this season. He was great last year. That's why he got his call up, but he hasn't come back in great form. He looks like he's slowly getting it back. I mean, David Moyes did allude to the fact that a few of our players did come back from the break overweight and not ready. I think he's clearly one of them, because he's not been firing at all. So he's only got himself to blame. I don't think it's shape and system. I don't think it's anything to do with that, because if you look at the likes of Benny, who, many people get frustrated with, Benny flourished in the first few games. He looked good from an attacking perspective. So it's not that. It's not that at all. I just think he's been off it. He's been off it, and he's got to try and find a way to get his arse back into gear. Whether or not that's gonna hit his confidence even more, if he does get overlooked for these upcoming friendlies, I don't know. But like I say, he's got himself to blame. He earned his England place. You've then got to keep it. You've got to maintain those levels. So hopefully this will be a lesson to him. We all know what a good player he is. So yeah, let's hope he can pull it out of the bag. I don't think he'll get picked. I think it'd be crazy. There's better options. Apparently, Southgate's looking at the likes of Ivan Toney as opposed to Bowen, and why wouldn't you? Let's face it, on current form anyway. Right, the next one. I'm sure you all saw on a recent show that Gary spoke about ticketing, and these European group games, they were available in a batch. You bought 3 of them. 160 quid it was for Gary's ticket. So he purchased the tickets. He waited a few days. Nothing through. So he jumped online again. There was some other details as well. And basically what he was running the risk of doing was missing out, because he was approaching the deadline, but it still hadn't shown, even though his account had debited the money. There was still no ticket. So he went in and he bought them again. So he's paid 320 quid for tickets. It should have cost 160. He contacted the ticket office. They did respond to him about 2 weeks ago now and said that we will endeavour to get you a refund on the other 160, within 10 days. Well, that's 2 weeks ago. He's had no correspondence back, nothing at all. Now, it can't just be Gary. It can't be, because that was a system glitch. We know that. So how many fans are sort of out there awaiting their money? I mean, it's not peanuts, is it? 160 quid. So, yeah, if you are watching West Ham, pull your finger out. And that just adds to another story as well, which was posted on Twitter yesterday, but has since been removed. So I can only assume that it's been resolved, probably through public shaming on Twitter. And what that was, there was a guy that passed his ticket to a family friend. He couldn't go to a game, so he gave his ticket to a family friend. The club found out about it in some way, and the guy whose ticket it was got banned for 3 games. Now, that's ridiculous. It really is. And like I say, it looks like they must have resolved it because that tweet and that report has since been removed. But what is going on there? You know, West Ham are doing an awful lot of things right at the minute in terms of, you know, investment and stuff like that. But with a stupid wall that's gone up that it looks like is never going to be removed because there's like a 5-year contract on that thing. It cost about 120, 130 grand to erect, and it's being maintained. It's not going to be pulled down. So that is a permanent fixture. That's going to stay. So there's these little things that they do. That they really need to refine. Customer service is a big problem, and that bloody wall. You know, that there are fans that sit over that side purely because they like the banter with the away support. They do. Well, that's gone. They've killed that. They've smashed it to pieces. So. Yeah, I don't know. There are still certain aspects from West Ham where they do need to. This is from above, where they do need to kind of refine their processes and think of the supporters because yeah, it's all a bit crap on that front. But yeah, that's about it for news. It is a slow news day, so it was a short ramble. But if, like I say, if you did enjoy the show, then please drop a like on the video. And likewise, subscribe to the channel. Why not? You know, there's going to be loads of stories coming out. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit more to talk about. We will be coming back later on for a 2-man review, and we'll be back on Sunday for our hangover show where we will be drinking this time. We got told off by a few in the comments last time that we call it the Claret and Booze Up. Yet there wasn't much booze on display, so we will be having a drink on Sunday as well. So please join us for that. And yeah. That's it from me. So, thank you very much, and come on you irons.